They say if you drink too much absinthe, she appears in the dark, a vision in green. La Fée Verte, the green fairy.
I've been waiting for the green light. Heartbeat racing, won't you show me a sign?
Legend says she danced through candlelight and riddles, inspiring artists like Van Gogh into genius or madness. Tonight, I am bringing this myth to the runway. Modern, latex, and oh so mysterious. This isn't your average Tinkerbell. This is La Fée Verte.
Coming for your spot. Neon Noire, Neon Noire. Now let me show you what I got.
Hello, my beautiful light brights. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Neon Noire. I'm a half Italian, half Canadian drag queen living in Amsterdam. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So today we were talking about episode 2 of Drag Duel. And I'm going to break down the thinking of how I came up with this green fairy look. Now, let me tell you, I was having a lot of problems with this challenge and with this look because I was going in multiple directions. So first things first is I knew it was Halloween week and immediately I knew what I wanted to do, which was a skeleton look. In fact, I had already shot that look a week earlier. So I am a planner and I wanted to do professional shoots, and professional shoots are quite expensive. So anytime that I could combine multiple things together, I would do that. And that's what I did with this skeleton look. Now, after week 1, I was landed in the bottom and that really shook me. First up, week 1 was what I thought my best costume. It was the one I had created the last. If you want to know more about that, go watch that video. And so coming into week 2 with a skeleton look, I just didn't know if it was gonna be enough. I had just seen everybody's runways on week 1 and everybody was turning it out. Also, I was pegged for not following the rules and I was afraid that skeleton might not be urban legend enough. So what I did is I went back and reread the rules because I was not going to be following in the same trap twice. Let's read them together. On the runway, category is urban legend. Give us a look that is inspired by famous stories that have scared kids for decades. This can be a well-known urban legend or a local one. Just explain it well if yours isn't well known. Cryptic ghost stories, freak incidents, anything strange or unusual that would spread around the playground or at a sleepover around the table. Now, skeletons definitely fit into the scary part of it, but it didn't really follow any of the urban legend sort of thing. So my first idea was to find an urban legend that involved a skeleton. And the only one that I found that kind of fit was this skeleton bride. But I thought that if I said I was doing a skeleton bride, I was gonna get red for not wearing bridal. I was just wearing a white dress. And it wasn't even that bridal-esque. So I knew I was gonna get pinged for that. So I scrapped this whole idea even though I had already shot it. By this point, I had a week left, and I knew that I couldn't make something in that time, at least not at the caliber that I would need it to be. So I decided what I was gonna do was go to some costume shops, some really expensive costume shops, and see if I could rent anything. And I did a lot of playing around. I thought about potentially a mermaid, but I wasn't really feeling anything. Then I found this fly look, which I thought could be a really cool Mothman look, but that look to rent was more expensive than anything that I purchased, so I wasn't gonna be spending that kind of money, even though it looked really cool. Then I found this really beautiful dress that I thought could turn into a fun unicorn, but I felt like it was too girly and too frilly and not very me. I'm a little bit of an edgier girl, so I had put that down. So leaving the costume shops, I had a couple of ideas, but nothing I was really sold on. And then I went to this promoter who would allow me to rent some costumes, and I found this a really awesome Chewbacca costume. And it was colorful, it was weird, and it was really expensive looking, and I didn't have to do makeup, which I thought was really awesome. And I thought I could change that into a Bigfoot costume, a very colorful Bigfoot costume, and I thought this would have been so cool. That was the plan. 2 days before my shoot, I was unable to pick this up. They were doing events, I was busy. We did not have a time where we could match for me to pick up this costume. So a day before or 2 days before the event, I had to cancel this costume. The way I tell you, I was so mad that I had to cancel this costume because I thought it would have been brilliant. So I actually had to makeshift my last costume. I went into my drag closet and started just rummaging. Luckily, I have a huge drag closet, and this is what made me realize it was too big. So fun story, a few weeks before Drag Duel started, somebody that I know quit drag, and I just bought their entire wardrobe, basically sight unseen. So I had a bunch of stuff in my wardrobe that I didn't even know I had. So I was going through everything, repairing things together, and I found this sort of wing thing, and I was like, oh wait, I could turn this into a fairy, a green fairy. I did some research and I saw the Van Gogh, and I saw, ooh, Van Gogh, Netherlands, Absinthe, alcohol. I was working in alcohol at the time. It all kind of really fit together, and I was like, this could be really, really fierce. The original idea was actually to get a green bodysuit and paint my face completely green. The bodysuit did not arrive in a day. Surprise, surprise. It came late, so last minute switched it to skin tone, and I just did some green highlights and put like a latex bodysuit underneath. Even though we had to switch to skin tone, thankfully I had an amazing photographer, Menno, who shot all my pictures this season, and we decided to shoot it on a green background to bring in more of that green energy because I just didn't feel like I had enough. And so we did this fantastic photo shoot. I love these pictures. So this was a very thrown together, very, very last minute. I know some of the judges said that I probably needed wings. I don't know. I thought it was wingy enough. I didn't want it to make it too costumey. Maybe could have used the wings. Who knows? Ultimately, considering all the problems I had with this look, I was very happy with what I put out. It felt me, it felt different, and it felt like it fit the theme in a much different category than the way other people did it. So I am ultimately happy with this look. If I were to do it again, I would maybe make some alterations, but ultimately, it's good. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the look? Let me know in the comments down below. I do read all of them and try to reply to most of them. And if you have any questions about Drag Duel, my look, the season, also drop that down below because I will be doing an Ask Me Anything later in the season. So I will be collecting some questions to add, and I might answer your questions live on air right now. Once again, my name is Neon Noire, at Miss Neon Noire on all social channels, and I'll see you in my next episode where we discuss episode 3. Bye-bye.